Thinking of you asking that question yesterday.
What question?
What's the green about?
Yeah. What is the?
It kept resonating in my head after. What is the fucking green about? Like, with that original idea that I said, that, you know, it doesn't really work with this, and it's something that's been bugging me. And then I thought, what am I going to do? Because I bought this. You know, I'm the last ASBO in Leith, and you know that.
The last what?
The last ASBO in Leith.
As in like the antisocial order.
Yeah.
How's that?
Because they've done away with it. There's no more ASBOs.
What did you get an ASBO for?
I got an ASBO. It's a 2-year fucking ASBO as well. I've got it. And I fought in court. I couldn't get a legal aid, so I stood up and cross-examined witnesses for 2 days. Fucking brilliant.
You cross-examined them?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was the brief. It was all my lord. I tell you, it cost me 9,000 quid.
Right.
They fined me as well.
Wow.
But it was worth every penny. You know?
Was it?
Fucking brilliant, you can't buy that. You can't go in, you can't ring up the court and say, can I borrow a court and a judge and everything for 2 days and, you know, stenographers and,
yeah.
You know.
You think about writing a book? Just do a film about it.
And now, the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. You cunt, I'm not a queer. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I can't remember the rest. You can take the boy out of 78, but you can't take 78 out of the boy. The style's going to change, but the sentiment ain't. How long is it? Remember the first time I came down to Leith Wall? Well, a friend of mine, Gary Lister, who died a few years ago from alcoholism, his liver packed in. He lived, I think, in a flat just there, one of these flats he lived. He was the first person I knew to move to Leith. I lived up in Marchmont and Morningside and that when I first came here. And Gary had a flat there, and I came down to see him. He took me in the Central Bar, first time I went to the Central Bar. And I'm not one who's afraid, generally. You know, I I landed in Israel on a 24-foot yacht through a fucking war zone. And the guy showed us the map when we went into Israel. He says, if we go there or there, we're going to get blown out of the water. We've got to get in this channel. And I wasn't even afraid of that. But when I went into the Central Bar for the first time, I must admit, I was a little nervy, and Gary found it very amusing. But I just fell in love with this place.
Yeah.
The moment I fucking landed in it.
You love it?
Love it.
What way are we going? North or south?
Go south.
What you got is all you need. Oh, fuck.
Happy?
Let's rock and roll. A north-facing flat is an artist's dream. It never really dawned on me until he said this. Because the light never changes. It's not that there's really a lack of light, it just never changes, it stays constant all day. So it's perfect being an artist, living in my flat.
Cool.
Uniforms on, like these kind of talent type uniforms.
Yeah, like a military kind of thing.
Yeah, but there was some form of police. You have all different types of police there, almost like France. Sheriffs and patrols and local constabulary, and, there's all different ones. Federal ones. Anyway, he came in and he sat there, right, and he started slagging everyone off in the place. And at first, I thought I'd overheard something wrong. And he was sitting just over from us, And I could hear it, and one of them was saying, look at that fat bitch over there, the American accent. And there was like two obese, after the people in there were like that. And he just went around the whole fucking cafe, man, and slagged everybody off. Really, in like a really, it was just sinister, it was scary. These two guys just sitting there, these two police officers or whatever they were, just sitting there. Well, it was one who was doing most of the slagging off. And I just thought, wow, it's almost like they've been programmed or been.
So has Leith inspired your artwork?
Absolutely, yeah, very inspirational place. It's just an inspirational place all round. Leith, when I first walked into Leith, it reminded me of two other places I'd been in my life. Eilat, where I stayed for a while, it's in the south of Israel. And the nearest other town to Eilat is 100 miles across desert, which is Beersheba. And you go other way, well you've got Aqaba in Jordan, but you can't get there because there's a border. And then you go the other way through the Sinai desert, you've got hundreds of miles, that was Moses' journey. And Israel with all its, what we know about it on the news and everything. But Eilat doesn't have all that politics. Arabs and Jews, they all mingle and live together in Eilat, there's peacefully. They get on with each other like human beings should. And East Berlin, when I lived there for 3 years, after the wall came down, and I really had a feeling for these two places because there was a specialness of humanity in the places. I really felt more than anywhere else. I really, I saw real humanity and real human beings working together. And when I walked into Leith, as soon as I stepped, well, the city, the borders up there, but it was, somewhere down there. I stepped over the mark and I just got this feeling, that exact same feeling. And that's before I even knew the place, you know. Before I got a flat down here.
And sometimes you just know.
Yeah.
Easier.
No.
You know? Like everybody can be an internet revolutionary.
No.
But to actually
Actions speak louder than words.
to get out there and you know, there's an apathy.
Yeah, physical.
You know, it's like yeah, we can all sit at home and go, yeah, right, fucking save the whale, you know, ban this, whatever, do this, or these the bankers, all the rest of it. But growing up in the 80s, used to be like, right, you know,
Right.
let's just fucking riot.
Think people are scared to riot now.
The fuck I after what they did to the writers there, you know, they could put them all in jail, didn't they?
For ridiculous things.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's gonna look good, that, isn't it?
Yep.
That's you.
Huh?
That's you.
Thank you very much. I'll record this now.
Well, I think it's thank Crunchy, it's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Let's go and have a look and see what. First of all, we need to say a prayer and hope it's all worked. You know, it's not leaked all over the place. That'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
Right, let's start. Leith walk once, and I was just noticing the people, you know, the way they dress and that, they're funky as fuck, you know what I mean? Really fucking interesting fucking colours. And I got on the bus, and there were all these fucking languages. The guy behind me, from deep fucking Africa somewhere, he was speaking in clicks, you know, on his mobile phone. And we got the bus got up to Elm Row. Everybody got off, the African got off and all that, and I'm looking out the window and everybody looked dry. You know?
Dry?
You know, they looked dry, did the people at Elm Row.
Right.
Stark contrast to the people at bottom of Leith Walk.
There's definitely an evolution factor from the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top.
Mm.
There is an evolution factor that goes up there. And I must admit I prefer the bottom of the walk.
Mm. Oh, it's fucking amazing, bottom of the walk, you know. Central bar, you know, it's fucking, what a cool pub. You know, and it's so lucky that it never got demolished, the inside of it, you know, that somebody had some sense at some point and said, hold on a minute. Somebody was telling me that a few years ago, quite a few years ago, that inside of the Central bar nearly got taken to America.
Yes, now I get my fee. Now I get my fee. A you've been framed moment.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, you know, but I just think for this, I don't think so. Because I think that, you know, what you're seeing is the red and the green with it being taped, it's really highlighting those bits, which kind of takes it away from the gold. The gold's fucking gorgeous, I think I'm going to spray them in gold.
But the other bits, you just got to do it all gold.
I think them little bits of gold in there will just...
It looks different from up there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it fucking looks good from here. I'm, you know, fucking... I'm chuffed. Fucking, you know what I mean? I'm chuffed. You know, fucking... Thank you. In the olden days, Leith had different licensing laws to Edinburgh, and the border runs right through the middle of that pub. So when last orders were called in that side of the pub, everybody had to go over to the other side to have a drink.
Yeah.
Fucking mental, eh? There's the pencil though. It were underneath it.
Were you looking for the pencil as well?
And this little blue pencil, one of the reasons I started to be an artist, a practicing artist again, was because of David Smart. Should have worn his t-shirt. The t-shirt I made of him. Did I tell you a story about that?
No.
I'll tell you in a minute. That were one of his pencils.
His pencils?
It was one of David's pencils, like, yeah. Yeah, we were a tight bastard with Davey. Fucking used to say, you know, because it's not true that Scotsmen are tight. You know, you know, some stereotypes are true.
Like what?
Well, you might get me in a bother now.
No, you're not getting it. You're not getting.
You know, I mean, say, you know, when you want me to say something, try to goad me to say something anti-Semitic.
Are you starting something?
Some
Square go.
Some stereotypes are true, and some are not. And the one Scots are tight is not a true stereotype. I've never. Generally, Scots people are very generous, but Yorkshire people are tight. You know, that's not a stereotype. That's fucking true. I can't believe how tight some Yorkshire people. My mum's boyfriend, he makes a pay half towards petrol when they go out dancing, and he's a rich property owner. My mum's just a state pensioner. And but David, we're tight, and I used to say, you know, it's crazy. You're the tight bastard. I'm the Yorkshireman. You're the tight bastard. And then one day we were in a pub, and been rounds with about 8 of us. We were rounds, and when it came to his round, he got up, went to the bar, and bought himself a drink, and came and sat at the table. That's how fucking he was, yeah. And he'd do it fucking brass necked. And I went outside, I was raging, because the 8 of us that were in this bar at this time, David didn't know them, they were people I knew. So it was really fucking none. I went outside smoking, and I said to Tim or whatever, he just looked me, it lit into my head. I'm going to make a t-shirt, David Smart is a twat. You understand, anyway, I did the t-shirt, and I was really, I had it on one day, in the flat. I'd not made it public at all yet, and I actually had it on there in the flat when the buzz went in with David. Put some on to cover it up. Because I didn't think I wasn't ready to show him it. And I wouldn't have showed it publicly before it was shown to him, but I wasn't ready to show him it. Because he could have taken it really bad. He was a really good friend of mine. And it's a daring thing, because how good is the friendship? If it's a good friendship, then he would have understood. But if he got upset about it and, you know, started around and fucked off, that means I'd have been wrong about how deep our friendship was.
Yeah.
So I was a bit nervous, you know. Anyway, he was in the flat about half an hour, you know, and then suddenly unzipped the fucking top and just hit me out. I'm really showing it now. And unzipped the top. I said, "You seen this? We're selling it on Leith Walk." I was shocked, but he said, "Fucking hell, you've made me famous." It's as if somewhat he died after that, because he'd achieved what he wanted, which was, you know, to have some kind of relative fame, which he had in his t-shirt. And I ordered 100 postcards of this. David Smart is a twat. And about a week after I showed him the t-shirt, he died. And then a week after that, it was his funeral. And the morning after his funeral, the postcards arrived. And they arrived in a little box, little coffin-shaped box. I've still got them in the coffee shaped box. I'll give you. Oh no, there you are. You see that's one of the few photographs of me ever taken, that's me. You knew that, didn't you?
No? That you in the middle?
Me, yeah.
You being crucified?
I'm on Grunwald's Christ, Grunwald's cross. Matthias Grunwald fastened himself to his cross. I don't know what the symbolism there is, it's just a bit of fun.
What does it say? What do you think when you see yourself like that?
I see that little kid that I used to be, you know, 16. Cheeky little kid. And I'm a cheeky person now by putting myself in a piece of work and mixing it with Grunwald's masterpiece, you know.
Yeah,
I
so.
like that kind of stuff, cheeky. A good friend of mine called Mark Torrance, on his mobile phone, he had me as Cheeky Monkey. He said to me one day, he told me this. He said, you know, I've got you on my phone as Cheeky Monkey. And I thought it was really cute, it really gave me one of them warm feelings. And that very day, I lost my phone. And I went in the Central bar having a pint, and this guy walked in and he said to the barmaid, I've got a phone here, will you buy it off me for a tenner? And the barmaid says no. And he said, well, will you give me a fiver for it? And the barmaid says no, fuck off. He said, well, will you give me a pint for it? And the barmaid says no. And I said, I'll give you a pint for it. So I bought him a pint and he gave me the phone. I switched the phone on, and you know those welcome messages? Guess what it said on the welcome message?
Cheeky Monkey.
True story.
Today Jamaica called a state of emergency. They said a police station, it's on fire, the army, it's on its knees. They said the west side of Kingston is all gone up in smoke. They say you go down there, you just better beware of Christopher Duda's coke. Cause he's bad, bad Duda's coke. Telling you, man, this ain't no joke. He's a drug dealing, gun running bad motherfucker. He a bad man, Duda's coke. The USA told Golden, you better bring that bad man in. And now fire rains down on the sunny little streets of the Tivoli Garden. You may call it Rima, yeah, the jungle or Dunkirk. But if you go down there, you just better beware of Christopher Duda's coke. Cause he's bad, bad Duda's coke. I'm telling you, man, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a drug dealing, gun running bad motherfucker. Bad man Duda's coke. you, man, they say no. He's a drug dealing, gun running bad motherfucker. He a bad man, do this coke. But he feeds the poor children, he gives them schooling too. And the people say, well, Jesus died for us, but do this, we will die for you. It's 49 dead to date, so the papers say. And through all that gunfire and smoke, they spirited him away. Bad, bad, do this coke, I'm telling you, man, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a drug dealing, gun running bad motherfucker. He a bad man, do this coke. He's bad, he's bad, 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 do the, yeah. He a drug dealing, gun running bad motherfucker. He a bad man, do this coke. He's bad, 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 do this coke. I'm telling you, man, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a drug dealing, gun running bad motherfucker.